Good Monday morning, everybody. How's we doing this wonderful week? We are on the final week of July. Here we go. I'm gonna pull up my live stream here on my iPod like usual. That way, when I slide over to the bench, we can continue to chat. So we'll give it a few moments before we slide over to the bench. Get things started. It's the 27th of July. We'll get our microphone pushed down a little bit. So here we are once again. I don't know what we're gonna tie yet. Like I said, most Monday mornings, I've got a general idea of something I want to tie, but very rarely do I know exactly what's gonna come out. So that being the case, here we are once again. Good morning. Haven't been out fishing recently. It's been kind of hot and muggy and wet and all sorts of things fighting against us. So let's see here. Trying to my channel. Here we go. All right. We are now tracking the chat. All right, so Monday mornings, we do these live streams. We don't know exactly how things are going to end up, but today we're going to do a little bit something different. So what I picked up recently are these things called the fly tools. Check these out. And on the other side, they're labeled bass, trout, pike, and muskie. And what these are hair flaring tools. So we're gonna experiment with these just a little bit. You know, it's interesting because what this is replacing simply is the old pen. So, you know, if you're in a pinch, yeah, get away with a pen. Pen's been working just fine all these years, but, you know, it's one of those things. You know, when somebody comes out with something new and different, if nobody tries it, then, you know, it'll never take off. And there's a reason why bobbins and stuff and bodkins and everything else has evolved to where it is. You know, we got the Cohen's Fugly Packer, which is just a big version of, you know, just kind of the smaller one. So, yeah, this looks pretty neat. We're going to give this a little try today. So let's go ahead and just slide on over to the bench and start tying. Got my cup of coffee. Haven't had this mug out in a while. Here we go. I'll show you my mug. It's got all my Army ribbons on it. Yeah, this is the mug I keep out at the VFW. But since it's been March, April, May, June, July, since it's been almost 6 months, I had somebody pick it up for me, so I got my coffee mug here at the house. Tastes good. All right, so like I said, we're gonna experiment a little freestyle with our new little tools. I think we're gonna be sticking probably to the bass size. Hook that I have, where do I have my hooks? And this is probably going to be a one and done because I have things I have to take care of this morning. So we're going to be using some Arex. This is the Predator PR320 Predator Stinger Hook and the size of a 2/0. 8-pack of these little guys. So let's go ahead and get that in the vise. Thinking I might have to raise everything up just a little bit. So pardon the moving camera. Alright, we'll do our best not to bash into that camera. Alright, so here we are. Good morning, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so we have our 2-aught predator hook. For thread, I'm going to use a 200 denier. This is a Vivus gel spun. Right, so let's just go ahead and get that started. And what I remember about using gel spun is it can really chew up your scissors if you're not paying attention. And it can also really clog up your bobbin if you're not paying attention. Alright, that looks good. We need a tail. So for our tail on this, we're just going to use some Northern Lights copper. Kind of a copper orange. We're going for a big old streamer here. And this looks pretty good. So let's just take a small little segment. We're going to multiply by dividing. We're going to double this up here. So let's just multiply by dividing. And now we got twice as much. Alright, so that would be a hook's length. That would be 2 hooks length. Let's go for that. I'll just go ahead and fold that back, and we're just going to wrap right on top of that, because that's going to give us just a little bit of a flare, a little bit of a bump. And something I want to do is we're just going to add just a little dab of glue. Really reefed out on that, nice and tight. There we go. Okay, so we got a little bit of a tail. Let's go ahead and finally get our hackle. I read finally as I was reading Steve's comment. Finally got to sit in on a chance on a live stream. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Alright, let's get our hackle for our tail. I got this kind of a brownish, grizzly, kind of a tan. And we're going to kind of go for not quite the longest feathers, but we're going to add a couple of these for our tail. We want them to be roughly about that same length. Maybe just a little longer. And that's about the length I want. So let's go for 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go with 4. We're going to do 2 on either side, and we're going to turn them so they flare out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similar size, similar length. I like that. Let's go ahead and just strip all that junk off. I like that. That's 1. We'll do that for number 2. Number 3. And our last one, number 4. So they're similar in size and length. They're not identicals, but they're close enough for me. Take a sip of coffee. All right. I'm just going to tie 2 on either side. And you know what? I'm going to tie them pretty side out. There's one. Just a little bit shorter of a 1. So that's 2 on that side. Let's see which one's the longer of these 2. Let's go basically the same thing. Here we go, that's our tail. And again, let's add a little dab of insurance policy. A little dab of glue. Doesn't need to be much. Just like that. All right. Let's see here. What do we want to add next? Let's go with some brown bucktail. Now we're going to tie these all in reverse. Here's some brown bucktail. We're going to grab a small clump. And what do we know about bucktail? We know bucktail likes to get cleaned. So we'll just grab a pinch of that. We'll just start cleaning that out. I got a little eyebrow brush. Pinch that down by the tips. And just like that. I like that. Alright, let's go ahead and run this into the hair stacker. We'll just tap this in, tips down. Good morning, brother. Another day in paradise at the office. Working hard. Okay, let's tie this in. Alright, now I want this to completely go around the shank of the hook. Alright. Get our thread pushed forward. I like that clear so you can see what the heck's going on. And we're going to build our dam right in front. I felt my vise move. I'm really pushing and leaning down on it. So I'm not wrapping on top, just in front. Building a little dam. This would also be really good for making thunder, we call them thunder creeks. Alright. I think that's going to be it for that one. And we'll do a little dab of glue. just a little, just enough to wet the thread. I'll go over that once more. There we go. All right, we're gonna leave a little gap. Need another color. We'll do brown. And then let's do, want to do yellow? Let's do some brown and yellow. I think that'll look pretty nice. Now, so we'll do a brown, yellow, yellow, and then we'll finish in brown. So we'll do 2 clumps of yellow here. Or wait, let's not do yellow. Let's see if we can't find a white. We'll just do brown and white. We'll call it our root beer. Call it a dang gum root beer. A root beer streamer. Sometimes you have to be a little picky when we're picking out our bucktail. What nice length. There we go. I like this piece right here. Gotta remember to keep my cap and das Gruß. Go ahead and clear that out. And we're going to put this into the hair stacker just to even that up just a little bit. Here we go. Even that up. And we're going tips forward. Let that all shift inside. I want that to be a little bit cleaner back there. That'll work. Okay, we'll smash and mush that so it goes all the way around the shank. Nice and tight. I'm going to trim some of this flare back. You don't want to get rid of it all. We'll just clean it up a little bit. Good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and push this. Back and forth, we'll build a little ramp. Little bullet head. I think we'll probably just end this on just a tan around the brown. Maybe, I don't know yet. So Josh, oh man, 192 emails or 149 emails to catch up on. Yeah, Josh just got back from a week on the Madison River in Montana. How about that? Chasing the trout, living the dream. go ahead and add another pack of brown. Yeah, I too, Steve, I agree. So far, I mean, this is still kind of a new tool for me to mess around with, and it was a lot more expensive than the Bic pen, but like I said, there's some Minnesotans trying to, I don't know, not reinvent the wheel, but make something for themselves. They saw a problem, or they had an issue, and saw people using pens for exactly doing this. It's called Minnesota Fly Tool. That's the company. So brand new. I ordered these on the kind of a doorbuster first batch. And because of the price point on them, I wanted to get my hands on a set before I invested into some for the actual fly tying school. All right, got more brown bucktail. Let's go ahead and trim this up a little bit. Get this around the shank of the hook. I want it to go 360 degrees all the way around. It's a round fly. Really watch that flare up. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'll trim this back just a little bit. Again, we're not worried about getting it all. What's your thread there, AA Ron? Because a little bit of in there kind of helps maintain the flare. Alright, here we go. And what's neat about the tools is there's two different tools, bass and trout, and you can see the different diameter. So the trout doesn't fit over the shank of the hook, but this is a 33/66, and we could use the trout onto that. But it gets pretty big for those big boys. I mean, you could pack it on on the hairbrush if you wanted. But here we are. Let's go ahead and flare this out. I like that. Build our little ramp up there, and you know what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna finish this fly like a Thunder Creek streamer. We're gonna do a little bullet head on the front. Where's my glue? A little dab of glue. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're paying for a manufactured tool. It does the exact same job as a Bic pen. I mean, they do the exact same job. But, there's a reason why we spend hundreds of dollars on our vices, where we could just use a vice grip. So, there's a reason why I have fancy wooden tools, fancy bobbins. Because for me, it's not about just saving money. I think that can be kind of ridiculous. What's the least expensive thing I can get? And it's not a brag, it's not a flex. It's I don't know. It's having fun with what you have. So we're gonna do a Thunder Creek head up front. So I want to add a little bit of red on this. We're going to add some red Flashaboo. least one turn in there. Then we can start spinning and flaring. Because I want this to go again all over. Like a big old firecracker. Alright, and we're going to give this a nice little white head up front. Well, and you know, the thing is, you know, when we're talking the right tool for the right job, you know, having a razor blade holder, boy, I tied a good amount of flies before I got my hands on this, and since I've had it, you know, you don't want to look back. I've also started with this, right? This is my original hair packer, right? But then after a while, you upgrade, right? So, you know, you don't have to get everything all at once as a beginner, as a first-time fly tyer. You know, trying to have all the tools in the toolbox, I don't know, it can get a little ridiculous trying to keep up with the Joneses. Alright, let's get our bucktail for our head. And I'm going to go with this white. I'm kind of pulling off of the towards the base, towards the bottom end of the bucktail. This is giving me a little bit more flare. We want flare here. Who's this guy hanging out in there? Alright, let's get this ran through the hair stacker. Just like that. Alright, so we're going to tie this in just like so. 1-2 turns just to get it on. We want that to flare all the way around. Here we go. We're going to wrap back. You know what we need? We need another fancy tool. Where's my fancy tools at? There it is. Here's another one of those kind of fancy tools. And a little dab of glue in there. We're going to wrap back a little bit. See, we got a couple strands of red flashaboo got caught. That'll be alright. That'll all be on the downward slope of that flare, so here we go. Let's go back just a little bit more. Actually, our thread's right where we want it. Ouch, that's a sharp hook. Boy, I think that's going to work. I had a whip finishing tool somewhere. There we go. We'll see if it reaches. That'll be fine. 2, 3. We're going to do another 3 turns on that. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I think it's just time to do it by hand. All right. So now I want to do a little resin around the front. Now what we're going to use, let's go ahead, that's a thick hard. Right. So we're going to come in with some flex. Just, I don't want that to be rock solid because it's a little hollow. And we should get some, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how this swims. It should hang out towards the top on the surface, but it might surprise us. We'll just get a couple of goops on here and then we'll start smearing. Here we go. Good enough to start. We're just going to start working this in. So who's got big plans for this week? Any big fishing trips? Who's wishing, who's fishing? Kind of waiting for the weather to settle down on me. Nice and cool now. So, should be fairly interesting. Alright. So if we just kind of let it relax a little bit before we zap it, we should kind of get everything to kind of self-level. That's what I like about the thick, or most of this stuff just kind of self-levels out anyways. Alright, we'll set it and forget it. Maybe another little bit. Little dot. Right up here. looks different when I got the light on it. Yeah, I'd like to get one of those test tanks. However, it's just not in the budget. And that's the thing. You know, I'm just a guy. I've been inspired by my volunteering at Project Healing Waters and teaching veterans how to tie flies. I decided to basically do the same thing and started my fly tying school, and we used to meet out at breweries and bars and places, and half a dozen vices. We could get six people plus myself, all sitting there tying lights and tools and materials and everything. But you couldn't pay me right now to do a face-to-face with somebody. I don't know, maybe if there was enough distance. I don't know. But that's going to be our first fly with our new tools. Just add water, right? I like it. Let's pull out on that just a little bit. So there she be. That's her in her full glory. That was a fun one to tie. Some brown, some white. I think I should swim pretty well. So yeah, there you have it, folks. That's it for the new tool. Do I have a link for the new tool? Let's see here. I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to post a link. Let's go to the Instagrams. Here we go. The link is up. And I'm not sponsored by them. You know, I'm not getting paid to... This isn't an official test or anything like that. You know, this is just me, myself, and I trying out a new tool. And I like it. I am looking forward to just sitting down and going bananas and tying some big old pike flies with some double articulated junk. Big old Bufords. I like those big old Buford heads. So, well, that's going to be it for the fly tying today. It's a new week. It's the last week of July. We're officially over the hump of 2020. I just encourage everybody to be kind to each other. I want everybody to help somebody. Do something for somebody else this week with zero expectations of any credit. No pictures, no nothing. But you can brag about it. Like me. Like right now, after I'm done with this live stream, I'm headed over to my neighbor's. He's, I've talked about him before. He's a Korea War vet. He's having I don't know, I won't go into details, a slight medical issue. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but it's something that Nurse Erin can take care of. So, it's taking care of our neighbors, taking care of each other, tying flies, having fun. Get out on the water, enjoy the water. If you want, just hit that water, find a spot, and just sit for just 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes. We'll call it the 5-minute challenge. Just sit on the water, or not on the water, or on a rock or someplace. I don't know. Maybe it takes you 5 minutes to change your flies. I don't know. I do that pretty quick. I don't waste my time changing flies. It's just a bam bam. Anyways, we're jibber jabbering. The coffee's kicking in. But yeah, that was a fun tie this morning. Let's go ahead and we'll just zip right into our little outro. Here we go. My official outro. Got the credits rolling. Alright, this Wednesday, where are we at? We are Project Healing Waters, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock Central Time Zone. I think we might be doing a mouse. I don't know yet. Got the bench relatively cleaned off. Mice are messy. A lot of hair. A lot of flair. We'll see. Alright, well, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Join me this Wednesday or next Monday. Smash that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Nothing makes my week go better than throughout the week I get a little ding on my phone. And it says, somebody liked your video. And that makes me happy. So, stay cool, everybody. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Happy tying. Tight lines. Peace.